Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. So yesterday, Donald Trump reported to the federal courthouse in Miami. But before that happened, a protester ran out in front of his vehicle. And they ran over the top of him.
Nice.
What?
Nice. Darn it.
Doo-doo.
Oh, I missed that part of it.
Yeah, apparently his parents didn't teach him not to run out in the street in front of cars.
That'll learn him.
Look both ways before you start crossing the street, stupid. Here's what actually happened.
Of the United States.
Wait, what? Get over here.
What do you think you're doing?
What a moron.
One of the vehicles.
There's a guy dressed in like prison stripes.
Yeah.
Lock him up. Ugh. Shut up.
Police really outnumbered here.
Yeah.
So they ushered him right out of the way.
How long was that?
Lock him up. That's awesome.
Was that drive, Jeffy? Yesterday?
Oh my gosh!
It's like
I
OJ.
felt like all afternoon. I mean, they were looking at the gate at Mar-a-Lago, just showing President is preparing to leave Mar-a-Lago, and it was just on and on and on. It did feel like another OJ. It was amazing. It just never ended.
Seems like it's over now. What do you mean?
No, it never ended.
Never ended.
No,
Still going on.
Never ended.
Okay. Here's a shot that Pat had. Jeff Gibson wanted to make sure we saw.
Yeah, this is important. We got a cameo from the Miami Bike Cops.
Oh, nice.
There they are.
The elite bike squad.
elite.
That's awesome.
Right there. Move back. Move back.
Move back.
And there they are.
They're practicing for the big day.
And they got it.
And then he can't. Yeah, I got caught on the.
I can't even get
You couldn't do take two? Seriously?
I know.
One more take.
I'm just going to do it again.
Let's not get hung up.
Again, not only did they get hung up, but did you have to do it in the rain? Is it not ever sunny in Miami? Could you wait a day?
Bizarre. Just bizarre. Then, here he is with a police escort arriving.
Okay, here we go. All right, now, how much time was this, Jeffy? From the second they left Mar-a-Lago
To be honest, I don't think it's ended.
How many cars were in this train, by the way?
I'm sure we'll hear about it from the global warming people.
Absolutely.
Here we go. Oh, but it's worth it to them if it means Trump's going to jail.
Sure.
That's for sure.
Yeah, it won't be a problem. Afterward, Trump stopped off at a diner, and this is cool. He bought lunch for everybody.
I love
there.
how he's doing that, man.
That's cool.
Is.
And a group prayed over him.
Yeah.
This is the American. It still gives us a little bit of hope. It's nice.
Father, we thank you that you've given us President Trump to stand against the rape that's coming against our nation. Father, as Cuban Americans, we declare communism will not come to our shores. Father, we thank you that you've anointed him in power.
I mean, that's
Okay, it's
Cuban
hard to
immigrant
hear,
type
so-
stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, that's nice.
Stop communism. Yeah. They understand.
Yep. In Florida, they get it.
Mm-hmm.
The immigrants in Florida who have arrived from
For
Cuba
sure.
understand what's going on.
Yes, they do.
And they're a lot of them speak out about it and say, "Hey, look, we saw this in Cuba.
Hello.
Let's not go through it again here, because where are we going to float to next?"
Right. I mean, and not only the fact that Donald Trump would want to stop communism, obviously coming to America. Well, if you assume that it's not already here, but in addition to that, they understand political persecutions from that country.
Sure do.
Which is exactly what this is. 37 counts against him. I was reading where the defense has to run the table. They have to win all 37. If just one of those sticks,
Yeah, it's bad.
this man could go to prison. Can you believe that
He
we're
could go to
having this
prison for
discussion?
life.
Amazingly, he pled not guilty, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He did.
And that guy, yeah, I like what Matt Gaetz is doing. Jack Smith, the special counsel, Matt Gaetz wants all the people that work in his office. I want to know about I think it's a good tack there. Let's see what kind of radicals you have working for you in this prosecution. And Jack Smith's wife is a big-time donor to Joe Biden's campaign. I mean, this thing stinks. Stop it.
But they're not going to.
No, they are not.
I mean, they're after Trump until they're just throwing as many things against the wall as they possibly can to hope something sticks. And they just desperately don't want him to run again. They don't want him in office. And they'll do anything they possibly can to try to prevent him from winning again.
Yeah, and I
think they're scared to death of him.
Oh, absolutely they are. Jeffy, are you familiar with that guy on Twitter, DC Drano? Do you ever see his stuff?
Yeah.
I thought that was an interesting take of his the other day where he has kind of put together timelines and has surmised that Trump probably declassified Crossfire Hurricane stuff. And that's probably what he took. And the people in the deep state were like, oh my gosh, we have to go and retrieve this information before it shows how corrupt we are and how dishonest the FBI was in going after him on Russia and all this stuff. I mean, that would be interesting to see what those, if those are among the files there.
Yeah.
I certainly don't think that he's selling secrets to some enemy.
I mean, if you can prove that,
right,
then I'm pissed off too.
Absolutely.
But if he just kept a bunch of stuff in his bathroom for extra reading, I'm really not upset about it. I don't care.
I mean, you got to have stuff to read.
I don't care. Right.
And we know. I mean, when he got off Twitter, he had more time on his hands. So
yes, he did.
Right.
I mean,
yes, he did. So he had a little bathroom reading.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sue me.
I like the idea that they always show the picture of all these boxes full of files and everything, making it appear like those are all classified documents.
And they're not.
They're not.
Newspaper clippings and stuff. Come on.
Yeah. What did he say? There were how many documents? 70?
I think 70 is what they took, or what they claim or they're using against him,
And then he claims that Biden had 1,850 documents in his garage.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Somebody sent me an article from 2016 that showed where Hillary Clinton had her maid printing off classified documents.
Wow.
Does she have clearance? I mean, what do we...
Wow.
Well, she wouldn't be looking at them. She'd just be
printing them? Oh, okay.
What are you doing?
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good defense.
You're done cleaning the front room. Go ahead and print some of that out. Not paying you to stand around.
Meanwhile, Vivek Ramaswamy challenged presidential candidates to make a pledge regarding Donald Trump.
That brings me to my second announcement that I'm going to make today. This is an announcement of a letter that my campaign has sent to every other campaign in this race, to Mike Pence, to Nikki Haley, to Larry Elder, to RFK Jr., to Marianne Williamson, to Doug Burgum, to Perry Johnson, to Chris Christie, to Ron DeSantis, the governor of the state where we are today, who by any measure is not here today in his own state. I will tell you that we have sent this letter, and I'm happy to announce this is my commitment on January 20th, 2025, if I'm elected the next U.S. president,
somebody wants to be VP.
Pardon Donald J. Trump for these offenses in this federal case. And I have challenged, I have demanded that every other candidate in this race either sign this commitment to pardon on January 20th, 2025, or else to explain why they are not. And I will tell you something. It's going to be difficult for those other candidates to sign this letter. The reason it's going to be difficult for them is the same reason it's difficult for me. The donor class has been calling every Republican candidate and telling us to stay away from this, not to touch it from a 10-foot pole, not to just keep your distance away for Trump. That is what the donor class is telling us. That's what they're telling the other candidates. I refuse to abide by being a disciple of the donor class. I think that we need to declare independence from our donor class in the Republican Party. That is why I challenge every one of the other candidates to actually act on their convictions. If you're not going to pardon President Trump on January 2025, you deserve to say why, and we will hold you accountable, just as we're holding the Biden administration accountable. That's what we need more of in this country. Honesty, integrity, and actual purpose for our country in a way that puts.
Well,
Somebody wants to be
the way it puts.
wants to be the VP right there.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I can't believe though that the biggest thing is how he messed up Bergamentum.
Yeah. I know.
Well,
right? Doug Burgum, who's the highest profile candidate in this race.
Well, until my man Jim Gilmore gets back
he's not
in the
in
race.
yet.
No, he gets back in the race. I know.
Okay.
Messing with Jim Gilmore.
A little bit stunty feeling there. The whole Ramaswamy thing.
He's done this before, man.
Yeah, he's a little bit stunty.
He's Trump's attack dog more times than not.
He was on CNN the other day, and I did like what he was doing there. He was telling them, you guys should be doing this job, not me. Not one of his opponents, but why don't you actually do some homework on this and look into it?
There's a thought.
Yeah, and talk about it. What a political prosecution this is. So he's been really good on it, but that did feel a little stunty.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Whatever. Okay, we're all gonna sign the. All right. Yeah.
We'll pardon him. Fine.
He wants DeSantis to do it, and then maybe that'd bring a little bit of peace to the Republican primary. Is it possible? Maybe they would attack.
I don't know. During
Biden
all that,
instead of each other.
He gives DeSantis a little bit of slam for not being in Florida.
He does. Yes, he does.
He's gone after DeSantis on more than one occasion.
Yeah, which I don't like. By the way, this might be a good time to go through the logos of all the Republican candidates for president. Citizens Free Press recently posted these online.
Are they fun? I think this is kind of fun. Look at all these.
Yeah.
What's your favorite one? And take the name out of it. Just what style do you like the most up there? Is it the Burgum? It's Burgum, isn't it? I like the Burgum one.
Actually, the Burgum one's pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I like it.
Vivek's not bad.
Asa for America. Oh, feel the energy there. Yeah.
Of all of them, I do like Burgum's the best.
Yeah, Elders is all right. I mean, it's simple.
Yeah, it's okay.
Christie, because the truth matters.
All right.
He wouldn't know the truth if it bit him in the stomach.
So I'm putting you down for Bergamentum.
Bergamentum.
Jeffy, which one are you going with? Because that's two for Bergamentum.
I think I kind of like Vivek.
Vivek? Okay. All right. You guys got a vote in there? Chris? Daniel? Anyone?
But, I mean, I'm not going to go against Donald Trump, so it's the Trump. Make America great again.
Okay.
One of those candidates, Vivek mentioned. I guess he pronounces it Vivek.
Okay.
He's talked with Glenn many times. And I keep asking him, are you sure it's Vivek? Because it really looks like Vivek.
It does.
He's like, nope. And Stu backed him up on it.
I was about to say, okay, Glenn on pronunciation.
Yes.
But then you saved it with the Stu.
That made me skeptical, too. But then Stu jumped in. I'm like, oh, okay. Well,
Libertarian. Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
Okay, but I'm glad to hear that Stu backed that one up.
Yeah.
So if Vivek becomes president, I'm not going to take the time to call him President Ramaswamy. I mean, we're just going with Vivek.
It's going to have to be President Ram.
It's just going to have to be President.
Mr.
President.
Yeah, because that's too much. We're just not used to. We're not used to names like that. I mean, we barely got through Barack Hussein Obama. But it does show that we don't give a rat's ass.
It sure does.
Where they're from, what their name is, what color they are. We've done this stuff already.
Been through
and yet we're still beaten over the head with the fact that we're so racist in this nation. Please. Nobody's ever been this diverse. There's no nation on earth as diverse as the United States of America, and with the people getting along as well as we do.
And we get no credit for that.
None. Tell me the diversity elsewhere. Show it to me. Because there isn't any. You know, in all of our competitors, what do you got? Russia, who's lily white. You got China, who's all Asian, all Chinese. You've got Great Britain, mostly white. You got France, mostly white. They've got these tiny little percentages of people of other races and ethnicities, and we're the ones who are racist?
Right.
Shut up. I'm fed up with that. So anyway, one of the candidates that Vivek mentioned was Governor Ron DeSantis, and and he was on with Hugh Hewitt's podcast, where he was asked about possible Supreme Court nominees if he were to win the presidency.
Are you going to make the same kind of pledge to the Republicans as you go around the country that your judges will be like the Trump judges?
Well, actually, I would say we'll do better than that. I mean, I respect the three appointees he did, but none of those three are at the same level of Justices Thomas and Justice Alito. I think they are the gold standard, and so my justices will be along the lines of a Sam Alito and a Clarence Thomas. In Florida, I inherited a very liberal state Supreme Court, maybe the most liberal in the country, very activist, but I was able to replace 3 of the 4 liberals my first month in office with conservative justices. I've since been able to make a number of appointments since then, so we now have the most conservative state Supreme Court in the country. And so I think we have a really good track record on doing that. And in fact, 2 of my Supreme Court picks when I first year in office were elevated to the 11th Circuit by President Donald Trump.
I like that plan.
Okay.
Hugh having a little internet issue. You see Ron DeSantis looking pretty stoic on that video with Hugh.
Yeah. His lips didn't move either. He's like a ventriloquist. That's really good. He's really good at ventriloquism.
Maybe that was on Hugh's end. I'm not quite sure.
What was that, dial-up for
I
Hugh?
have no idea.
We've all been there.
Yes, absolutely.
But I like that plan there.
I do too.
In the mold of Clarence Thomas or Samuel
Yes,
Alito?
please. I'll take
and
it.
They tried at one point. I think I read where they were trying to say he was bad mouthing Trump's picks. I
didn't hear him do that.
Saying what he said, he absolutely did not say that.
No, he didn't. He's just saying that there are better ones that we could aspire to emulate, and there are. He's right. Alito and Clarence Thomas are the 2 most solid conservatives on the court. So, what are you going to do? I like him. I do. I think he'd be a really good choice. I mean, Trump would be a good choice, but I think DeSantis is really solid. I don't know the problem with him. I really don't. Is it Social Security? Not according to his current plan. He's not trying to cut Social Security. Nobody can do that because it's a sacred cow now. We're so used to Social Security that if you even hint that you're going to cut it, all hell would break loose and you wouldn't be a serious candidate, right? Nobody's going to cut Social Security. So what's going to happen instead is that the fund is going to go bankrupt, and then you won't have it at all.
No, we don't allow that to happen. You're out of your mind.
Right, yeah. It's about
happen.
to happen.
Not going to happen.
It's about to happen, boys and girls.
Not going to happen.
All right. Let me tell you about the Eden Pure Thunderstorm. You can purify the air in your home. You can get healthy, clean, fresh smelling air. You can eliminate odors, kill mold and mildew, and bacteria and viruses, all with the Eden Pure Thunderstorm, because it sends out O3 molecules, which seek out odors and air pollutants in your home and destroys them. So it's not just covered up with some nasty perfume, and you got some heavy perfumey smell going for you in your house. It's called the Thunderstorm because it purifies the air like a thunderstorm would outside. Right now, you can save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack. Get protection in 3 different rooms. You'll get 3 units for under $200. That's a fraction of the cost compared to other air purifiers that can go for over $600. So, with this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Go to EdenPureDeals.com, put in the discount code PAT, and you'll save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com, discount code PAT, and you get shipping for free.
Gray Unleashed.
Yeah. Welcome. So while Trump was in Miami, the Biden administration was out in full force on multiple fronts, pushing gender reassignment surgery. Oh, that's great. First Assistant Health Secretary, the lovely Rachel Levine. So beautiful.
It's been a while since we've seen her hotness on here.
Right. She had this to say about gender-affirming care.
As Assistant Secretary for Health, I am urging us to base medical care on facts and medical evidence. Gender-affirming care is medical care. Gender-affirming care is mental health care. Gender-affirming care is literally suicide prevention care.
Is
It
it?
improves the quality of life and it saves lives. It is based upon decades of study.
Can't take
And
it.
it is a well-established medical practice with new guidelines published by WPATH, the World Professional Association for Transgender Health, just in September 2022. It is based upon decades of research and medical evidence and has the support of respected medical organizations from many diverse fields of medicine, from the American Medical Association, American Psychiatric Association,
Look at
the
all the
American
masks.
Academy of
I know, where are they
Pediatrics,
at?
All the
and
masks.
really the whole alphabet soup of organized medicine. Gender-affirming care is medically necessary, safe, and effective for transgender
Safe.
and non-binary
and effective.
youth
Safe
and
and
adults.
Heard that before.
Those who attack our LGBTQI plus community are driven by an agenda that has nothing to do with science and medicine. These
Bull
are
crap.
politically and ideologically motivated attacks again on trans youth,
Wow.
and they are contrary to the overwhelming science and evidence. So we all
Overwhelming
have
science.
to stand
That's
up.
bull.
We have to stand up.
That is
and
BS.
advocate and take a stand on behalf of
People
those
are
who
evil.
are harmed in many states across the country.
Wow. Suicide rate 45% after the surgery.
Yeah, but he
45%.
she just said that it's suicide prevention.
Right,
Yes,
I know.
you did.
I
By
know.
the way, if you're going to have any government official show up, can you please change the batteries on the smoke detector first? I mean, that entire clip, it was just chirp, chirp, chirp. That's one of the most aggravating. You gentlemen didn't hear the
I didn't notice it. No, I didn't notice.
constantly?
Has Rachel had the actual surgery?
Oh, yes.
Do we know?
Yeah.
Rachel has. Really?
Yeah. Long time ago.
And still looks like that?
Save that receipt, yo.
Wow, yeah, no kidding. I want a refund there.
Oh no, Jeff. Okay, Jeffy's got some words to say here. What's
What is it, Jeffy?
Nothing.
No,
Nothing.
sure.
the
No,
clean
no,
cut,
no.
clean shaven Jeff Fisher
No.
is appalled
She
by
looks
our
fine.
take.
Huh?
That's fine. She struggled for a long time with a family and a wife, and finally became who she is.
Who she is.
So
Okay.
leave her
Which
be.
is, as Pat said, lovely.
Lovely.
Thank you.
So beautiful. We've talked about it before. Just
right.
absolutely
Jacket makes the woman.
gorgeous.
We have the jacket does make a woman, and she's wearing some nice flats with the uniform. But I'm trying to find out where the heck she was at, because man, what is the deal with the masking
Masks
thing
are
now?
all
We're bringing
over the
back.
place.
I mean, again, if you want to wear a mask, go ahead. But it's amazing to me that they're making such a big comeback. But was this somewhere where they were having where the fires were?
Oh, and
At the
maybe that would explain it.
Yeah.
Actually, that would explain it. Also, Congressman Jim Banks made a point for his secretary, Xavier Becerra, when it comes to both guns and gender reassignment.
Yeah. It's a similar
Then you
point we
believe
made.
that an 18-year-old shouldn't be allowed to own a hunting rifle. Today you believe that a 9, 10, or 11-year-old should be able to change their sex and have an irreversible surgery to do that. Just help us explain the logic.
Yeah, Congressman, I would appreciate you if you let me characterize what I believe, and we can have a good conversation rather than you characterize what I believe. And what I would say to you is, with regard to gun violence, I think it is important that we take actions to protect our communities and our neighborhoods. With regard
I
to
don't
the
think
issue,
you want to explain it because you realize how crazy it is.
That's great. And he's right about that, of course. They don't want to explain it when they're in front of people who are going to challenge them on it. If they're in an environment that is friendly to them and they know they're not going to face any tough questions,
Right.
why then
You just spit it out.
yeah. Then there was KJP, who was asked a question from a reporter about concerns parents of girls have when it comes to biological males competing against their daughters.
What would the president say to parents out there who have daughters, let's say in high school, for example, who are worried that their daughter may have to compete against a male, a person born male, and there could be directly in physical athletic competition and worry about their daughter's safety?
So look, what you're alluding to is basically saying that transgender kids are dangerous. It sounds like that's what you're saying. Well, you're saying
No, it's
that their
unfair,
safety
is what they're saying.
is at risk.
It's unfair.
Yeah, but you're
Pause it for a
laying
second. A, it's unfair, is what we're saying. B, it could be dangerous.
Yes, it could be.
We've seen examples.
Yes, we have. Of course, it could be dangerous. You have a man in a locker room with girls. That's
not only
potentially dangerous.
It's definitely a recipe.
Hold on. Not only that, we've seen volleyball spike.
Yeah,
the
right.
dude knocked the girl out.
Yeah.
We've seen it in the
UFC
ring. Yeah,
where
I mean, come on.
They got broken faces.
But boy,
over
she was ready for that question. She was told if you ever get a question like that, you just say, "Oh my gosh, you're saying that
so you
trans
said
kids
trans
are
dangerous?" Yes.
This is a you problem.
Yes, it could be. And here's another thing. Might not even be a trans person. Might be somebody portraying themselves as a trans person just to get in the locker room with the girls. We've seen that happen, too.
That couldn't happen.
It could, and it has. It's already happened. This is unconscionable, what they're doing to our kids right now and what they're doing to girls right now. They couldn't care less about the girls and their sensibilities and their welfare. They don't care. Let's see the rest of this.
Laying out a broad example or explanation
What are you
of
calling
what
a broad?
Could potentially happen. A broad example explanation. That is dangerous. That is a dangerous thing to say. That essentially transgender kids we're talking about are dangerous.
Yes!
No.
They could be! But it's also unfair. We're talking about the unfairness of it, mostly. But it could also be dangerous. It's certainly uncomfortable. And why is it that we're only concerned about the comfort level of the trans person?
Right.
The girls, they don't matter at all.
No.
You don't even consider it.
No, you have a problem. You're wrong.
Right.
You're wrong.
Right. If you're worried about the girls, then you are some sort of hater.
These are the same people that in one breath preach girl power and you can be anything and you can do anything a man can do and blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they turn around. Remember, I mean, it was literally back-to-back days in the White House where they did events, pro-women and then pro-trans. And it's like, we cannot be this audience. The people in this building, the people that you're friends with, cannot be the only people that see this in this country.
Well, no, they're not. I mean, Jill Biden was out there speaking not long ago, right, where she said how she's traveled the country and how the wonderful things that brings us all together is unity and
diversity is what brings us together.
And the audience is like,
yeah.
Is that you speaking?
I thought you might clap for that.
Oh, yeah. That's what she was. That's what she said after everybody in the audience was like,
what?
That's you
That's
speaking?
not what you people are doing. You're not bringing us together at all.
Right.
What are you talking about?
These people are insane.
In an elementary school in Charlottesville, Virginia, somebody recorded fourth graders leading a celebration of Pride on the school playground.
Yeah, this is long. I'm sure you're going to want to bail out of this for multiple reasons, but this is so depressing, yeah.
LGBTQ+. Well, it stands for lesbian, gay,
bisexual, and queer. Listen to that. Cool.
Now, let's have a book about Pride Month.
But they're not grooming them.
No.
Don't you dare say that they're groomers pushing this stuff. Look at this indoctrination.
Out on the playground, indoctrinating them on sexual preferences.
How do you...
I don't know, man.
A is for acceptance.
Oh, A is for acceptance.
When you accept yourself and other people accept you for who you are. B is for
Repeat the
belonging.
line.
When you know you are in the right place, surrounded by things you love and the people who make you feel good.
Wow.
C is for celebrate. Life is full of amazing moments and wonderful people.
All right, I got it.
You had enough of this?
So we're supposed to...
You don't want to get to Z?
No, I don't. I really don't. But I'm glad they can celebrate people's sexual preference.
Fourth grade.
On the playground in fourth grade. That's really beautiful.
Nothing but pride.
Isn't that beautiful? Really nice.
Nothing but pride.
All right, we will chew the fat with Jeffy coming up next.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Time to check in with Jeffy and chew the fat. We could do that. Just go ahead and hit
Need
that.
some music, right? Need some. We got the primate.
Oh man,
it's not the one. I wasn't ready for that.
So hey, when you get stuck between the moon and New York City,
you know
the best you can do is
best you can do is chew the fat.
We're not really feeling it now, as we were expecting the kids here.
Right, it was supposed to be the kids.
So,
that's right.
I mean,
all right.
If you're part of the kids' union, sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Go on strike like everybody else.
I will say it didn't take as long.
No,
we're good
now.
It's over. Don't want to do them both. Go ahead and bring that down.
Don't make me sit through that now. Oh,
all
good
right,
Lord.
Here's Jeffy to chew the fat.
Hi.
Chew it.
Hi.
Chew it, please.
Good luck. Good luck to the whomever gets the pennies. A California family is selling what they estimate to be 1 million copper pennies they found in a late relative's basement's crawl space. Under the Ontario, California house. It's Greater LA. I mean, that's a hell of a crawl space right there. Worth $10,000 face value, but they're being priced at more than double because obviously they may contain rare finds worth a small fortune. They were cleaning out the home of this guy's father-in-law and discovered the secret stash of the pennies. And they found some loose pennies in a disintegrated paper roll, and they said, "Oh, hey, what's this?" And then they located crates, boxes, and dozens of bank bags filled with coins, and the local banks wouldn't take them. We don't have room for that. I don't have room in my vault, so I don't know what you're going to do with them, but don't bring them.
And you don't want to do Coinstar; they'll take 8%.
Right. So,
and how much was in there?
1 million pennies?
Altogether? So $10,000, right?
Plus, okay. So $10,000. But, I mean, pennies were all copper until 1943.
Right.
Right? And so, and a dozen copper pennies were accidentally made that year. One of those sold last year at auction for $300,000.
Wow.
And so, and then by 1982, new pennies were almost made entirely of zinc. But the ones that were pre-82 have more than 2 cents worth of copper in them. So the family listed up the pennies for sale for $25,000.
They cost more to make than they're worth.
They're trying to sell them for $25,000?
$25,000.
There could be a penny in there worth $2 million.
They don't want to go through them. They don't want to bump it down. Now I think they've already sold them. They said they put it up on the site to offer up for $25,000. I went there to see if it was still up on offer up, and it was. I didn't see it there, so it looks like they probably already sold it because they said they had at least 300 people, 300 offers. Because absolutely, you're going to go through those. You're going to make your money. So good luck to the buyer. I mean, I'll be happy to let the old father-in-law dig through those bad boys. He's got nothing else to do.
Give him something
some
to
bags
do.
of pennies.
Okay.
New York City. You know it, you love it. They're suing Kia and Hyundai, claiming that their cars are so easy to steal, it's become a public nuisance. Yes, a public nuisance. New York sues the Hyundai and the Kia companies. They're too easy to steal. And so because of a viral TikTok challenge that started in 2021, it spurred the rise of the thefts of the Hyundai and the Kia cars. So New Yorkers accused the two companies of enabling this spiraling epidemic of
Kia
car thefts.
challenge.
Yeah. They had people were breaking into them. They said that New York City is accusing the two firms of failing to install devices that prevent cars from being stolen. So it's no longer it's not the criminal that's at fault. The case is a clear example of what happens to public safety when car manufacturers choose not to include standard anti-theft technology in their cars. Okay, so Hyundai and Kia last month agreed to a $200 million consumer class action lawsuit. So they've already kind of bent the knee, settling for the class action, which covered approximately 9 million car owners and included up to about 145 million for out-of-pocket losses and customers. So NYC says there's been a virtual explosion of thefts. I would say around 977 Hyundais and Kia vehicles were reported stolen in the first 4 months of the year, and that's like a 660% increase in thefts. It'll never be enough, though. I got a question. It's not the criminal's fault, and Kia. So, and they in this lawsuit, they have not specified an exact figure. They're seeking compensation for the economic losses. So it's never going to be enough.
Have you watched any of these videos?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't. The guy's holding up the USB.
Yeah.
How does that work in?
Well, they tear up the driver's shaft and then they use the USB that starts up the car. And I have not.
Weird.
It's really weird, but it works. And because of the fact that I don't really need a Kia or a Hyundai, I haven't really studied how to do it.
You're looking for the Beamer challenge?
I mean, I changed my name to Brandon Hyundai.
That's right.
I literally changed my name for a Hyundai dealership. I drove Hyundais for quite a while because of that. It's nice of them. That was a good deal.
And when was that?
Oh, man, a long time ago.
Yeah.
My gosh, 2003, 4, 5, something like that. And
that's when Hyundais were garbage. Right?
Whoa,
Haven't they improved a little bit since then, I think? Yeah, I think so.
They were not garbage then either.
They were garbage.
No, they were not.
Oh, then I understand the promotion completely now. Why he would be the one changing his name.
Exactly.
To Hyundai. Love you. Mean it.
You know what?
What's that?
What?
We might remember to just subscribe to my podcast, by the way, my daily podcast, Chewing the Fat. Available wherever you get your podcast. Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. Subscribe and enjoy. From a few of my favorite videos from this past week, the NHL Stanley Cup Finals is over. Vegas crushed the Florida Panthers 9-3. Game 5 last night. The NBA
9-3.
9-3. Crushed them.
In hockey?
Yeah, crushed them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Exclamation point.
Wow.
I told you it was going to be a crushing.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened down in Miami, but
that's amazing.
It was a crushing, yeah.
Whew.
So they're they're Lord Stanley.
Is that goalie looking for a job today? Jeez. Ouch.
Yeah, ouch is right. And the NBA championship is over with Denver winning, defeating the Miami Heats in Game 5 Monday night in Denver. But during Game 4 in Miami, there was some action other than Miami actually winning a game. During the third quarter stoppage, Conor McGregor was there as a promotional gimmick for his pain relief spray.
This is BS.
And was booed by many of the people in the crowd. Anyway, the Flame mascot, Bernie, who stands, 7'6", he's got the orange fur and the basketball nose, came out wearing an oversized boxing gloves and a robe, looking like a fighter. And McGregor gave Bernie the left hook and then hit him again while he was down and then started spraying.
Get out of here. But watch. Boom.
Oh. Okay. Boom. Another one.
Okay, so he hits him in the mascot head both times.
That first punch was a punch. So.
Yeah. Watch where it's he hits him clear up at the top.
Then they drag him off.
Hurt him at all.
Then they drag him off, and he's spraying the new Title's topical spray that he has.
Right.
It's actually the plant-based topical
and they're
spray.
trying to say the guy
who
wears...
it was a stunt?
The guy who wears the outfit went to the hospital after.
Who was not identified, briefly sought medical attention.
Get out of here.
And then received some pain medication and was resting at home.
Okay.
So.
Sure. Yeah, that hurt.
Well, that'll teach you, Bernie.
Yeah.
Showed up with gloves.
Against Connor.
He obviously wanted a rumble, and he got a taste.
Against Connor.
I mean, Connor was just making it look real.
Right? That was just...
And he did.
Yeah, he did.
And he did.
Yeah.
And he did.
But I mean, if he would have hit him in the bare face, then there'd be a problem. But he had the mask on both times. He hit him.
Are you saying that's
and how thick was the
first swing was clear up at the top of his head. He probably missed his head entirely.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, I don't know.
If you watch
the top of the mascot's head. Just watch the top.
Boom,
look at that. That's right. No.
Up at the top.
Man.
And then that wasn't even a punch there at the end. That was just like a...
That's nonsense.
Man, that is dangerous.
The guy went to the hospital.
Dangerous.
BS. That's BS. They're just trying to get Connor in trouble there.
Favorite video number 2 is the last week's Johnson County Sheriff's Posse Rodeo. In Claiborne, Texas. All the women in the arena for the steer scramble and looked like they were having fun at first, but then all heck broke loose.
What am I watching? Oh, cool. No.
The steer scramble. Oh, and there's another one.
No.
And they continue on let's round them up. Let's get out
wants
there
a
at the
piece
steer
of me?
scramble. And let's continue on. All right, we're going to nail another one. Let's go. Oh, yes, okay. And we're going to nail some more. Let's nail another one.
Dang.
Now, what's funny is you think that they
Wow.
didn't want that, so they circle him back into the end of the arena. And the women's keep circling this. Keep coming. They're coming up for more.
Wow, that's guts.
The steer
That's gutsy.
scramble. No doubt.
He runs me over like that one time. I'm leaving the ring. I'm sorry.
I mean,
I'm out. I'm out.
I did not.
I'm not going to hang around for any more of that.
I guess that's a calf.
Wow.
Okay.
That had to hurt. Seriously.
You are
That
lying.
first person got bulldozed and trampled. Watch. Here, yep. Boom!
Oh,
Want to take a ride?
no doubt.
Oh.
She's back up though. Look, she gets
Boom!
Oh.
Okay, maybe not trampled. Maybe he missed her with his.
Hold on,
Yeah,
let
he
it keep
did.
going
He
here.
did.
Let it keep going. I want to see the rest of these.
Still, jeez. That's
All
something
right, so
else.
here's another one. Oh,
squared up.
That one got it. Yeah, that one got it.
Where was this?
In Cleburne, Texas.
Cleburne down there, Houston. Yeah.
Makes me want to go to the rodeo.
Wow.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Okay, that one got a good one too. And then this one didn't. It's a couple little pansy hits.
Come on. That's crazy. That is nuts.
That is awesome.
What were they playing for? Like, was there a prize if you stood
Yeah, I
on
don't
your
know.
feet, or?
I don't know what you win. I think you just
Life. You get to
Yes,
live.
You win at life. I guess you get a rodeo belt buckle. Maybe I don't know. Maybe not though. Maybe you don't go as
No,
big
those
as the
are
belt
expensive.
buckle.
Yeah, that'd be too good.
You
a
got to ride
prize.
something. Yeah, that'd be too good.
Yeah.
Another video that I love from the weekend. Taylor Swift is on tour for her Eras tour, and she was in Chicago this past weekend. And the cameras, her fans caught her swallowing bug on stage, which I found fascinating.
Oh no! Oh, gross! She doesn't want to vomit on stage. Gee, that makes me want to puke. Get her a glass of water.
And nobody brings her any water.
What?
No one runs the water on the stage. Taylor's got everybody running scared, I think.
You might, yeah. That's a culture, huh?
Yeah.
Backstage.
It's fine.
It's protein. Ugh.
She's just following the UN's advice. Eat bugs.
This is going to happen again tonight. There's so many.
Yeah, there's so many bugs flying around the place. It's going to happen again tonight. So awesome. But I found it fascinating that no one did bring her out a water.
I think you're right.
It's like nobody.
Hello? Where's your do people?
But they probably been told don't come out on stage when I'm out there.
Yep.
I
Maybe.
mean,
I think you're right.
Maybe this is a Taylor Swift show, not a do people show. Okay, so if I need something, I'll ask.
Yeah.
All right, and video.
Who's she dating? It's about time for another breakup
I don't
song.
know.
isn't
She
it?
just broke up. Yeah,
with a
she
guy.
just broke up.
Oh,
with the
okay. Well,
guy.
then we'll hear one soon.
I saw the headline. It said she found out about his sleazy past.
Yeah, or whatever. They broke
I don't
up.
even know who it was.
So the new lover boy is gone now.
Okay.
So she's
so there must be one being
she's
written
open
up
for
right
a little
now.
business. The Taylor Swift business is all open.
It's been a month.
Yeah.
It lasted a month. Jeez, what is she, like 45 now?
Maddie
It's time
Healy? Who's Maddie
to stop
Healy?
with the nonsense.
Taylor Swift is not 45.
No, she's about 32, I think. Right? That would be my guess. Can you look it up?
Look it up. Who's Maddie Healy, by the way, gentlemen?
Don't know.
That's who she just broke up with.
Okay.
And her age is...
my guess again? 32.
Taylor?
What?
Yeah.
Say it again, because I'm not...
She's 33.
33.
According to Chris, he's saying in my ear 33.
Yeah, 33.
There you go.
I was a
Pretty
year
close.
off.
Yeah, pretty close.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So you still think it's time, or she can
it's
wait?
time. No, I think it's time.
Wow.
Yeah. Stop with the messing around. Just marry somebody. Okay?
Settle
down.
right,
Settle down.
That's not going to happen.
No, probably not.
That's not going to happen. Holy cow!
She gets too many good songs out of it.
Right. So video. My favorite videos, number 4 and 4.5 from this weekend. We got footage that's purported to be from the backyard of the Las Vegas UFO crash.
Dumb.
Oh, yeah.
Of the alleged alien encounter.
Which one is this?
Okay.
You're about to see a UFO and an alien.
So this is the first one in the backyard. They're all armed. I like that. They're all carrying.
Okay.
No doubt about that. Oh, no. Oh, no. They're in the backyard.
What are they saying, Jeffy?
Look out, there's an alien.
Wait, is that guy 8 or 10 feet tall?
Okay, so look at that. He's got big eyes, big head. Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Now, the guys they showed last week spoke English. So is this a different incident?
Don't start bugging me now with facts. Just look at the...
Okay. All right. There's absolutely
okay, here we go.
no evidence.
Look at that. Oh, look at this. Now you can see the move up in that forklift and right next to the forklift. Now,
okay. Yeah, he's supposedly a 10-foot alien behind the forklift.
Yeah, and there's one up in the forklift. Look at that. It's moving and blinking at you right there in the forklift.
Just not.
Now, there it is.
No.
Look at that.
I'm looking. I don't.
Right there in the forklift.
There's nothing there.
Okay, so there's a clearer version, a clearer video.
Oh,
and video too.
Yeah, I don't see jack crap. Shut up. We did this on overtime. There's nothing
There's
there.
nothing there.
Nothing.
Look at that.
There's absolutely what?
I
I'm
don't
looking
care
at a
what you do.
forklift.
I'm telling you that there's something there.
There's nothing.
Are you going to run out of time
moves
for,
right
your,
there.
for your other silly video?
Nothing is moving.
That's show number 2.
Show number 2.
And turn down the volume.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, that might be the number 2 as they get closer. Yeah. So
Okay. Yeah. Nothing there. Nothing there. You know, and supposedly, I keep reading that the UFO crashed. Where's the wreckage? Where's the wreckage? It crashed and then they flew it away? Where is this thing? Come on.
I mean, you know me, especially after watching that show, The Phenomenon, on Tubi.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that sealed it for me. I could have gone either way until I watched that. And the evidence is just overwhelming. But I'm not buying this Las Vegas thing.
No,
I'm
not
just
at all.
not.
Not at all.
No, not at all. That's Chewing the Fat. Be sure to subscribe to The Daily Show, Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. Thank you.
Let me ask you a question, though.
Oh, boy.
Have you been able to keep the price down? I know it's been a long fight. I know you've been fighting hard for us. Do you continue to be successful in that?
You know, Pat, you continue to ask, and I don't like to talk about it, but yes. Yes, I have.
Thank
I
you.
don't like to, I don't like to talk about it. People don't need to know the struggle I have behind the scenes.
No, I think
he's
so.
He's so selfless.
He is, isn't he?
Thank you.
Just an honorable
it's like his
man.
service on the island of Spice.
Oh, here we go.
He just won't talk about it.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, Americans. It's Wednesday.
Oh, that hurt. That hurt.
Hey.
That just means we've got more time for fun this week.
Right?
Right? Yep.
We're on the downward slide of the hump.
Good morning, everybody. Hump a Day Wednesday all day long today. Coming up on the All Request Lunch Hour today. And then don't forget, we're going to get the lead out starting at 7 o'clock tonight. It's Led Zeppelin for a solid hour.
Put away those pots and pans. We're doing the cooking.
I haven't heard that one in a while. Got some tweets here. Oliver Klosov tweets, what happened to McGruff the Crime Dog or the local fire department coming to visit your school for the 4th grade? There was pride in our local community.
I haven't seen
anymore.
McGruff in a while.
Yeah.
I haven't seen McGruff in a
Where
while.
is McGruff?
I don't know.
Smokey the Bear came to my school once.
Yeah.
But now it's the drag queens. Jeffy's athletic snoobage tweet. Wow. A penny saved is a penny earned. Yeah,
Thank you.
Speaking of the penny thing, with a million of them. Particular potater tweets, Taylor Swift goes through men like the Biden administration goes through taxpayer money.
Yeah.
Indeed she does.
We're giving more away, too, right? We announced more money to Ukraine yesterday.
No, I know we did Friday.
Yeah, no.
The $2.1 billion.
Yeah, another.
More yesterday?
Yeah.
I missed it.
Me
Really?
too.
Yeah.
Oh my
Another.
gosh.
Gross.
So it's $2.1 billion on Friday. Then again yesterday, which is the next Tuesday, we're giving away how much more? to Ukraine?
A $325 million package of military aid to Ukraine.
My gosh. Wow.
Oh, yeah, Pat, you tweeted about this yesterday, don't you remember?
Yes, I remember.
List.
Now
I
remember.
Okay,
now
yeah.
I remember tweeting about it. Yeah.
But this, $325 million military aid. What are we, a couple of tires?
Yeah, right.
A couple of tires?
Maybe a toilet seat thrown in there?
Tires.
Maybe.
By the way, can we address... You just kind of glossed over the biggest story of the day.
Uh-huh.
And where is McGruff the Crime Dog?
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while.
I think he's dead. We lost him.
No,
we lost
McGruff
him.
doesn't die.
Yeah,
McGruff doesn't die, but he might be in a kennel.
Really?
Because they brought him out. So, okay.
His owner didn't claim him?
The last time I saw him was in a parade.
Okay, so in February 2012,
Tampa parade.
The program, McGruff House program, was concluded. So it's like he was done in 2012. And then Geico brought him out for a 2018 commercial where they just didn't take him seriously. They just treated him like an actual dog with baby talk and stuff.
That's not right.
That's wrong.
That's so wrong, right?
Yeah.
So in other words, he made a cameo in 2018. It's the only time we've seen him in the last 11 years. I think he's done.
That's weird. I saw him at a Gasparilla parade. He was on a float. That's the last time I saw McGruff the Crime Dog.
How long ago was that? though? Long time. More than 11 years. Right?
Yeah.
Hold on. What is the show Rooster Teeth? It sounds like something you would know.
Rooster Teeth?
I don't know.
I do not know.
Okay, I'm on Wikipedia, and it says, and this is just funny, you mentioned Smokey. In the Rooster Teeth original series Death Battle, McGruff would face off against fellow PSA mascot Smokey Bear.
Oh, nice.
He ultimately ended up losing the match.
McGruff?
I mean, have some respect.
Well, McGruff, Smokey Bear.
Yeah, come on. It's a bear.
Yeah.
He still says that was a good
Smokey's still around, though.
Yeah.
Smokey's still around.
Yeah, they still use him. I don't think he says, only you can prevent force.
I think Sam Elliott is his voice.
He doesn't say that anymore.
Yeah, he said, no, they changed it. Now it's Wildfires.
Wildfires, yeah. Sam Elliott's the Smokey.
And the overnight radio doesn't sell the spots, and so they play those PSAs.
Yes, that's right here, yeah.
Great. Hey, Sesame Street has been, enjoyed by kids for generations.
Forever, yeah.
Right? It is actively promoting the LGBTQIA2+ movement by celebrating so-called Pride Month on social media. On our street, we celebrate inclusion, belonging, and freedom of authentic self-expression. Happy Pride Month to all the people in our neighborhood. They tweeted out. Isn't that great?
It's unavoidable.
Alex Nitzberg of The Blaze. I thought this tweet was appropriate. This is not a Babylon Bee headline.
Yeah.
Happy Pride.
Somebody, Libs of TikTok, tweeted out Groomer Street.
Groomer Street.
Thank you. Then Mary Tally Bowden tweeted. I don't know who she is, but this is a tremendous tweet. Amazing that Sesame Street thinks the sexual preferences of adults is appropriate content for 3-year-olds. Thank you. Exactly right. That nails it.
Yes, it does.
Can we stop with grooming the children? Wow.
Yeah, what was it you were saying during the break?
About the founder of Sesame Street? I mean, for years it was rumored that they had this liberal agenda, and we do not, and there's a kid self-educated kid. Well, finally, the founder of Sesame Street, this was years ago, maybe a decade ago, admitted it. He said, yeah, we've had a liberal agenda from the beginning.
Yeah.
Starting in 1969, we've been trying to stick our political stuff in there. So, I mean, you're asking for it if you let the kids watch Sesame Street.
I didn't realize either of that, what you were saying there. And then Retro Coast, who's a great follow on Twitter, says Sesame Street was launched in 1969 with secret funding from the Northside Child Care Group, a Marxist front organization in New York City. Each Sesame Street episode was screened to a test audience of 100 children to make sure the leftist indoctrination messages would be received.
The actual truth about things is often weirder and worse than the conspiracy theories.
What do you believe anymore in this country?
Right. I don't know.
I just want to play with my Elmo doll.
Is that what you want to do?
That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
I just want to play with my Elmo
Your
doll.
Tickle Me Elmo? Did you get one for Christmas a few years ago?
Who hasn't had a Tickle Me Elmo doll?
Well, I don't know anybody that doesn't have one.
Oh, seriously?
Or two. I don't have one.
You never had a Tickle Me Elmo doll in your house?
Your grandkids or anything?
Oh, with the kids, maybe.
Yeah, we didn't mean you were sitting around playing as an adult.
That's what I thought you meant.
Jackie, I can't come downstairs right now. I'm playing with my Tickle Me Elmo doll. Stop.
Leave me alone. Leave me and Elmo alone.
Go back to the kitchen.
Thank you. To you.
Know your place.
Thank you.
So, the widely beloved character Elmo proclaimed, "Happy Pride." Do it, Keith. Do the Elmo voice.
Happy Pride.
There it is. In a video after Ariana DeBose spoke about celebrating LGBTQIA plus family, friends, and communities. Everyone is always welcome on Sesame Street. Let's celebrate LGBTQIA plus people in our communities. So in other words, let's celebrate the sexual preferences.
Yeah, right.
Let's do that, kids.
How do you like
to have sex, kids? How do you like to?
Tickle me.
I mean, it is freaky. It is
insane, man.
It's evil. It's evil.
Mm-hmm.
It really is, because you're going after our children this way. It's evil.
What can you put your kids in front of as far as the TV?
Well, not Disney,
days? Right?
not Nickelodeon, not Sesame Street. Maybe it's not safe to just plant them in front of the TV. You might want to. I mean, who were we talking about the other day? It was the Pig Show. What is that called?
Peppa
Pig. Peppa Pig was doing it.
Everybody's got an agenda. I swear.
Man.
I will say though, shockingly, PBS did a thing about probably 20 years ago, a show called Liberty's Kids.
Yeah,
cartoon.
I remember that.
That was really well done.
Bad.
It was historically accurate. It's shocking. I mean, Walter Cronkite, I think, was one of the voices, and it was well done. And it's a DVD set. I don't know if you can still find it out there.
I'm sure you can, yeah.
But I'm sure maybe it's streaming somewhere. I'll check.
Didn't we do something like that at the Blaze for a while?
I thought I was just going to say something.
Sounds really familiar.
It sure does. Maybe
Liberty Treehouse, yeah.
Oh yeah.
In fact, we still have the tree out there.
Right. Right. But Liberty's Kids, that's a cartoon. All
right.
I highly recommend it. I'm going to try to find it if it's
also Tuttle Twins has a TV show.
Tuttle Twins has a TV show as well. Okay. Sling is the only place you can find
Liberty.
It's Sling and Voodoo. Voodoo, you have to pay for each episode. Sling it comes with the membership, but look for the DVDs.
Yeah. And I'm sure those would be safe for your kids.
Liberty Treehouse that's the claymation stuff we did, right?
Yes.
With what's his face.
My gosh, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
When was that? 2013, 14, somewhere in there. All right. We did have some kids pushing back on this whole Pride Day thing at a school in, of all places, Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Watch this news report, and you might feel some hope about the younger generation.
Displays of intolerance and homophobia are unacceptable.
This type of intolerant rhetoric starts in the home.
Parents angry at town hall over intolerance at Marshall Simons Middle School. Kids were asked to wear rainbow clothes in honor of Pride Spirit Day, but some organized a counter-protest wearing red, white, and blue or black. The principal sharing a statement to families that Pride posters were ripped down, stickers ripped up. Some students chanted "USA are my pronouns," and students showing Pride were intimidated.
It was an unruly disruption that was organized ahead of time.
While some parents were upset, others say it was overblown.
Some of the kids threw the stickers on the ground. You know, I can only speak for my daughter. She didn't want to wear that to school. It's not that she wanted to hurt anybody's feelings.
She says her daughter felt coerced to participate in the Pride event and was offended by some of the messages, like this quote from Tennessee Williams.
Human heart cannot be straight. It is curves and winds. And my daughter just kind of said, you know, Mom, that's offensive to me, who I am straight.
I love that one school official who was just indignant and was saying, like, and it was organized. What do you think the radical left does for every issue in this country? You're just stunned that some kids on the right.
Your whole event here is organized.
They planned and organized this is a Pride event.
But they're not leftists, Pat, so they're not allowed to organize in this country.
That's right.
That was a good job by those kids.
Very.
And when they were doing the news report, I don't know if you, I think it was the 28-second mark, Joe, if you see the little memo that went out, I noticed a phrase in there, and it said something like, and the kids were staring Like, what was it? It was glaring or something. I don't know where it is in the that was the big sin there. Is these kids were
they glared?
Yeah, I don't know if you can.
Have they been put in prison yet?
They've been.
Well, I will not tolerate glaring.
They refuse to wear rainbow-colored clothing. Oh no! I swear, just one thing after another.
Jeez. You know, this has all been kicked off by that NHL player last year. Was it last year or was it?
Yeah, the Philadelphia Flyers.
The NHL guy who refused to do the rainbow jersey. I'm not going to do it. Okay, you guys all do it if you want. I'm not doing it. And it seems like that was a breaking point where people said, yeah, you know what? We don't have to promote that.
We don't have to.
Don't have to.
One person can honestly make a difference.
Yep.
And speaking of the kids, you played the thing yesterday with the kids in the classroom going, oh, here comes a pride video we got to watch.
And the
teacher was, you're right.
And they booed.
We got these kids pushing back there in Massachusetts.
Well, it's just too much now.
Right.
It's just too much.
Right.
Well,
I mean, it's never ending.
I love this. Gen Z.
Unavoidable.
Gen Z, let's see. So in 2021, Gen Z respondents to a poll, 43% agreed there are only two genders. Today, that number's up to 57%.
Oh my gosh, it went the other way?
Yeah. And
nice.
This is kind of depressing.
Wow.
Society in general here in the United States is that 65% of people, up from 59%, say there's only two genders. So only 65% among us.
65%?
But focus on the Gen Z number that's up from 43 to 57.
I could see I could see that being 98 or 99%, right. Where 1 or 2% of people are just so stupid, they'll think, yeah, well, Facebook says there's 97, so there must be.
Yeah.
But 65% of us actually believe in biology? Really? That's amazing.
Yeah, especially when you consider that these are adults who, this is like a new reality for the society in the last 5 or 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's shameful that it's only 65. It's actually stunning that the Gen Z numbers are up to 57%, considering how much they are bombarded on an hourly basis in schools.
Right. That is true. All right. Let me tell you about real estate agents I trust. You need a realtor that you can trust. Somebody who can help you get through, all the really tough decisions, because it is so stressful trying to sell your house. Is it going to sell quickly? Are you going to get the most free out of your house? You're going to get the most money for it? You want to buy low, sell high. But in my case, in virtually every case, I've done the opposite.
I'm in that same boat for some reason.
I just hate it. So that's why you need a realtor you can trust, somebody who helps you get the most money out of your house. And then, if you're buying as well, you can get the most house for your money from these realtors. These are just really good, committed realtors who've been doing it and have been successful at it for a long time. And they're fans of the show, so you're going to have things in common with them. And the process is really easy. Just go to realestateagentsitrust.com today. You just provide us with some basic information. Then our team contacts you to make an introduction to our preferred agent in your town. Just as simple as that. It's also free to do. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray, Unleashed.
So, some tweets. Killers MS. Is it Killers Ms? That rodeo clip was tasty morning goodness.
Yes, it was. No doubt about it.
Also from Barely a Millennial. A marriage can be annulled if one person was drunk while getting married, but we're letting mentally ill people choose to chop off their body parts. What is happening?
Well, we're affirming their health care.
Right, thank you.
Affirming their gender identity.
Affirming their gender identity, which is important. Lutheran housewife tweets, how long before a plastic surgeon moves to Sesame Street? They probably already have one there.
Oh, man, yeah.
Call it like I see it. In 2023, it's safer to show your kids reruns of The Sopranos than Sesame Street or the Disney Channel.
Sure.
Think about it. Mark Moderman. So all the rumors about Bert and Ernie all these years are true?
Oh, no.
Playing with more than that rubber ducky in the bathtub.
Oh, lying.
I bet that's intended. I bet
yes.
it is.
Those beds slide together easy.
Red State Comedy? Of course. Elmo's a communist. Why do you think he's red? Yeah, well, I didn't think of that before. KK tweets, I might never get the image of Jeffy playing with his Elmo doll out of my mind. That's a pretty good Elmo voice.
That's just the laugh.
Yeah, you did the voice too, and it was decent. It was good.
Thank you.
By the way, the White House has condemned, the trans yesterday with the waggling snoobage.
Yeah, the celebration there at the White House, yeah.
Yeah. The waggling snoobage on a trans person is apparently inappropriate at the White House. I didn't think anything was.
What?
Except for common sense. That's the only thing that's inappropriate at the White House. Love for America and common sense. But now I guess waggling your snoobage is not good. They called it inappropriate and disrespectful.
Oh, wow.
Here's what do we have it from? We don't have it
Just
from
a
yesterday.
press release, yeah.
The White House condemned trans activist Rose Montoya for going topless at a Biden Pride event on Saturday after the video went viral on social media. That just embarrassed them a little bit. Yeah. And it's surprising that they can be embarrassed.
It sure is.
Isn't that surprising? It's shocking.
Did the White House issue a press release that apologized for flying the progressive pride flag center stage?
No, they did not.
Pushing the American flag off. That's okay. So we haven't gotten that apology. Sure, that's coming today.
Here's what was said. This behavior is inappropriate and disrespectful for any event at the White House. It is not reflective of the event. We hope. Bull crap, it's not. This is the way they act at all these events. What are you talking about? This is what happens in every Pride event I've ever seen. Are you kidding me? These parades, this is what they do. They show their buttocks. They show their snoobage.
We had the picture of the kid, the little baby being held, looking at the guy bent over in front of him.
Right. They show off their noodles. Come on. This is what happens. Don't tell me that
all
this
the time.
is not indicative or reflective. Of course it is.
That's part of the celebration.
And on a Monday, when we played some Pride Parade footage, we specifically cut out stuff that showed inappropriate body parts so that we could air it.
Right. Right. But that's not to say it wasn't a lovely moment in the history of this nation.
Thank you.
It was beautiful, right? I think we can all agree
you talking
on
about
that.
the snoob waggage?
The waggling snoobage was a proud moment for us all. I mean, I don't want to diminish what happened because...
Are you?
Yes, I am.
And as we did know, at least that person looks like they actually are the person they identify
they had top surgery.
Right?
They had top surgery.
Yeah, and it worked out well.
If you go to the OnlyFans page, it's just the top.
Rachel Levine should be asking for that person's doctor. I need the name of your surgeon.
I mean, they're not.
Went to the
they're not
discount
magicians.
butcher.
They're not saviors.
Yeah. Poor Rachel.
Man.
Must have had a Groupon.
That could be. Right.
You got to use
a nice
them.
little discount.
If you got them, you got to use
You do.
Got to get them in.
It's going to expire.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
There's
man.
dates on the back of that thing.
Also, the COVID-19 vaccine was a topic of conversation on Capitol Hill yesterday. Jim Jordan had some questions for CDC Director Rochelle Walensky before she heads off into the sunset.
Going to miss her.
Why did you and the Biden administration mislead the American people?
You'd have to say more. I wouldn't claim
March
that
29, 2021, vaccinated people do not carry the virus. Vaccinated people don't get sick. We got that information from clinical trials, but also real-world data. Seems to me there are a number of statements you make in there that aren't accurate. Do vaccinated people carry the virus?
In March of 2021, the vast majority of data demonstrated that the vast majority of people were not getting infected if they were vaccinated.
That's not what you said. You didn't say the vast majority of people. You said vaccinated people do not carry the virus. Correct. Was that accurate?
No.
It was generally accurate.
Generally accurate.
What was it?
Why not just be accurate?
No.
Why not just tell the American people the truth? Why don't you say to the American people just what you said to me? We're big boys and girls. We pay your salary. The government is supposed to be of the people, by the people, for the people. Why not just tell us the truth?
I was speaking...
Was 6 weeks later when you said if you were to get infected during post-vaccination, you can't give it to anyone else. Was that accurate?
No.
What was the date of that?
May 19, 2021.
It doesn't matter. Was it
At
accurate?
the time, we had the Wuhan strain and then the Alpha strain. That was the Alpha strain that
My
was
gosh.
circulating. That was generally true, yeah.
Generally
No,
true
it
again?
wasn't.
It's not
Why
generally
not tell the
true.
American people this is generally true?
I couldn't tell you the exact data on the vaccine effectiveness of symptomatic disease and severe disease at the time. What I can tell you is that we generally saw that if you were to get infected after you had been vaccinated, that you were not carrying the virus by transmitting it to somebody else.
What?
You could not transmit it to others.
But we
What
know
you
that's not
generally
accurate.
saw, but we know that's
It
not
was
true.
at the time. Now, what happened? Yes, in May of
No, it wasn't.
2021. That was true for
Really?
the Alpha variant.
can't believe it.
What
Let
happened?
me ask you about all the general.
I just can't believe it. I can't believe how they just
they're
continue.
They're splitting hairs, right? I mean, until
They
you
just
almost
continue
have
to lie
nothing
in our
left.
face.
Yeah.
They just continue the lie.
I am sick and tired of people who say that if you
And you disagree?
Yeah.
And
somehow you're not
Right.
patriotic, and
Uh-huh.
we should stand up and say
Right.
we are Americans and we have a right to debate and disagree with any administration.
except the Biden
Except
one.
no.
Except
No,
the Biden
yeah, no.
administration.
Or-
we can't debate
no.
or disagree with them. We can't. Otherwise, you're a conspiracy theorist. And when you point things out about blatant lies, like Jordan just did, they continue the lie. Now, at the time, it was the truth. No. Truth doesn't change over time. It's either true or it's false. That was false. It didn't become true. It was false at the beginning. It is
What
false
was her line?
now.
It was kind of true. I don't. But it was just, that's all she's saying. It was kind of true at the time.
No, it wasn't.
Generally.
It generally was
Generally
not true at the time. It wasn't. Everybody got, not everybody, but a majority of people who were vaccinated passed it on to others. Are you kidding? I mean, they got sick, and so did others because of them.
Yeah.
And they tried to blame it all on the unvaccinated. Miserable lying sacks. Oh, man.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right. Struggling a little bit with the just bald-faced lies that we're being told every single day. Jeez.
It's not stop.
And they get away with it.
I know.
It doesn't stop because they continue to get away with it.
It's just, it really is
I mean,
amazing.
they're just lying sacks of crap. Lying sacks of crap. We say it to our reps in office. We call them lying sacks of crap. Jeez. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of nobody challenging them after the lie. Of course, Jordan is sort of challenging Walensky here.
Yeah, that's great. And it's great that he does that. But what else are we doing?
Yeah.
What else are we doing?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's frustrating, isn't it?
It is. It's very frustrating.
And Marjorie Taylor Greene had a startling graph for Walensky. And I'm sure she just denies it, but here it is.
I'd also like to talk to you on behalf of all the pregnant women, not people, as you call them. To quote you on August 11th, 2021, CDC encourages all pregnant people, it's women, by the way, who are thinking about becoming pregnant and those breastfeeding to get vaccinated to protect themselves from COVID-19. This has also been ignored. The amount of miscarriages and stillbirths that increased drastically due to your advice to get vaccinated.
Wow.
Pregnant women again, not people.
Yeah, they pulled that back, though, right? Wow. I mean, originally, it wasn't at the time when they were telling that it was okay, that it was generally true. Obviously, that's what she believed at the time. But I think they pulled that back even when after so. I mean, they stopped promoting it because of what that chart represents.
But the thing is, it wasn't even generally true then. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows that the vaccine didn't protect people from getting the virus. It just didn't. And Pfizer didn't even test. What was it? They tested 8 people or something. You remember that stat?
Yeah.
That they didn't test anybody. They had no idea how effective or not effective it was.
And they really didn't
how
care.
safe or not
It
safe.
certainly appeared
it
that they
was.
didn't even
Then
care.
they didn't include
They
those stats in their reports.
There's so
that they
much.
had.
Yeah, there's so much.
I mean, it's like this government is lucky that there hasn't been mass rebellion over this deception. This life-altering, this, in many cases, life-taking, the miscarriages that you saw there from Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't know if it's just that Americans don't care or are they that restrained, but for this kind of large-scale deception to have taken place and destroyed so much, I can't believe that there's not more backlash. Yeah, it concerns me. You know, are Americans ever going to take their freedoms back from this government when they've gone through this and not pushed back hardly at all?
Okay, so in their defense, in the people that you're referring to as defense, what would be the backlash that you would expect?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I'm asking for them.
Well, we should at least be in the streets protesting it. But we don't do that. It would be conservatives doing it, and conservatives don't do that. So, because we've got other things to do during the course of the day,
and Marjorie Taylor Greene has been nothing but hammering this stuff.
Yeah, she's
forever.
Been great. She's been great.
And she's been made to look by the mainstream media anyway that she's just a crazy bat lady.
I was looking this up, and there's been 12 occasions in the last 2.5 years that articles of impeachment have been filed in the Congress. 6 of those 12 are from her over various issues.
So great. So great.
But back to your point, what do we do? It's like when conservatives get frustrated, and rightfully so, because we feel like we're not listened to. But my goodness, take a step back for a moment and look at the effect that you have had on companies like a Bud Light or a Target.
It's true. When you stand up, we can make a difference.
And then in the other direction, to support like a Chick-fil-A when they're on the ropes from the left.
Right.
I mean, so we can make a difference. It's just, do we want to? Do you want to get out in the streets? It's like, I don't know. It's getting hot. It's summertime. Get me in the fall. I got football to watch. Get me in the winter. I got the holidays to celebrate. Get me in the spring. The weather's nice.
You get out there, I'll honk my horn when I drive by, okay?
But we have jobs. The left is an organization. They are so organized. And they have figured out ways to move money around the globe to support their causes,
so that those people's jobs.
Individual that's their job.
Yeah,
their job is to be a social agitator and to ruin your quality of life through government overreach, and that's what they do. They are evil, and they are so far ahead of us on this stuff.
Anyway. I'm not going to be hesitant to use that word anymore. They are evil, and we just need to call it what it is. It's evil. And they know it. They're pushing it anyway. If they thought what they were doing was altruistic and really for the benefit of the country, you'd maybe cut them some slack and say they're just stupid and wrong. But they're not. They're evil. They know what they're doing.
We did that for a long time.
They know what they're doing.
We did that for a long time.
Yep.
There are useful idiots, but there are so many that know exactly what they're doing. Now, one of the issues I think that we have in this country across the board, and you've seen this with schools and stuff like that. When you take money from the government, then you are beholden to whatever they want you to do. And so that sets up this next clip with this Representative Kevin Kiley from California, who is basically going through with the HHS Secretary Becerra. He's talking about you held this mask mandate over schools' heads if they didn't mask these little kids.
Yeah.
And that's where these municipalities, you got to just say, screw you, I'm not taking your money. And then you don't have to be beholden to this kind of mandate.
So here's Kevin Kiley.
Mr. Secretary, did forcing 2-year-olds to wear masks save lives?
Do what now?
Did forcing 2-year-olds to wear masks save lives?
Of course,
making sure people wore masks when it was appropriate was essential to make sure that we were able to get out of this pandemic.
Sure, but that wasn't my question. Could you answer the question that I asked?
Which is?
Did forcing 2-year-olds to wear masks save lives?
And who did the forcing?
Well, your department, or the Head Start, which is under your department, had a mask mandate until late last year for 2-year-olds and above, even outdoors. So can you point to any public health benefit of that policy?
Right. We never forced anyone to do anything because we don't have the jurisdiction or authority to do that. What we did was provide guidance on what would be
Mr. Secretary, did Head Start have a mask mandate?
We provide a mask mandate, a requirement for jurisdictions that wish to receive money to provide particular
So Head Start did have a mask mandate for kids, yes?
Yes. We had a mask mandate for for agencies that wish to get federal dollars.
So that's a yes. So can you point to any benefit,
not a yes to
any
your
public health benefit from that policy, whether it was recommended
Pause it for
or...
a second. He's trying to split the hair
Again.
that they could have gone without federal funding.
Yep. No, we didn't. We didn't mandate anything.
So, in order to get the federal dollars, you mandated that they wear masks. Yes or no?
Pretty simple.
Pretty easy. All right, let's see the
But
rest.
you have to have people in these positions locally that go to the parents and say, I'm sorry we can't provide Head Start for your child. We refuse to make your kid wear a mask while they're here. So if you have an issue with that policy,
go to Becerra.
Go to D.C. and tell them, screw you.
Here's more.
recommended or enforced or forced of requiring young children to wear masks.
Did families benefit from the policy of using all protection, all precautions to avoid?
No, I'm not asking you to
contracting COVID?
rephrase my question to some abstract question that you'd rather answer. I'm asking that you, as the person who's the Secretary of Health and Human Services, right now, can you point to any evidence that there was a public health benefit to forcing young children to wear masks?
No, he can't.
Well, the fact that today we are not losing lives the way we lost them when we first got into this pandemic.
And you think that's
is a
because we
clear
forced
sign.
2-year-olds to wear masks?
That's your interpretation. What I'm saying to you is that using good policies that give us the precautions to keep our families from contracting COVID are helping save
I want to
lives.
quote you from an article from NPR in January of 2022. It says, the United States is an outlier in recommending masks from the age of 2 years old. The World Health Organization does not recommend masks for children under age 5, while the European equivalent of the CDC doesn't recommend them for children under age 12. In retrospect, was it a mistake for the United States to defy the international norm on child masking?
Boom.
The U.S. has been working closely with our international partners, and we have done more than any other country to try to
But
help
that's not what I asked you. I asked you, was it a mistake to defy the international norm on the issue of child masking?
We continue to use all the best practices when it comes to making sure people take the precautions.
Is
they
there a
need
reason
to
you're
be
not
safe.
answering my question, Mr. Secretary?
I'm answering the question the best I can.
No, you're not. No, you're answering whatever question is in your head. You're answering the question a Democrat would ask you.
These guys are
hey,
awesome.
are you taking every possible measure to protect? Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what we're doing. It is so agonizing, so frustrating.
Right. Just think as you're listening, when was the last time you were somewhere where they required you wear a mask? I mean, it's been quite a while, right?
In Texas, yeah. It's been a long time.
HHS and Head Start required masks for 2-year-olds, as you mentioned there, until September 19th of last year.
Oh, my gosh.
So I guarantee you what happened was it went back to school time, and parents probably said, what the heck? They're still requiring masks for my 2-year-old here at Head Start? What is this all about? And I bet that's when the pushback came, went
they
up the
finally
chain
dropped
and said,
it, changed
okay, I guess we'll stop our...
Yeah.
ridiculousness.
I mean, that's why Abbott still has his, here in Texas, still has his state mandate law right in place so that the local municipalities can't go amongst themselves and have those mask mandates like they had, right? He still has that in place. I forget what it's called, but he said that he was going to take that away soon. But he kept it in place so that the local municipalities couldn't
start
overreach
requiring masks and all that. Yeah. And he talks about, look at the way things have turned out. Yeah, they turned out in spite of you and your directives.
They sure did.
Only through the grace of God did we get through that thing without everybody dying in this country, because you idiots weren't helping. You weren't helping. Masking up a 2-year-old, first of all, it's almost impossible.
It's silly.
It's like put a hat on a baby sometime or a toddler and see how long it stays on their head.
Right.
And then you try a mask? There's no way they want that on their face.
No.
There's no. And what they were trying to tell us a few weeks ago was that 2-year-olds love it. They like the mask wearing. They wear it most of the day, whether I'm here or not, whether they need to or not. They love masks.
Do they?
No.
Of
course, the answer is no. Well, they're lying sacks of crap, as we just pointed out a few minutes ago. Things are falling apart right in front of our eyes. We know that. And so what should you do to make things a little bit better for your family? Well, you can get prepared. Smartest investment you can make right now is in your family's food security. The reality is you might not be able to find food when the next disaster strikes. It might not be in the grocery stores, and it might not be coming for a while. So what do? Well, you can grab a 3-month emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. Get one for each member of your family so that you're covered with food for 3 months. Think about the weight that will take off your shoulders. When you order today, you'll save $200 on each kit you need. Having these means that if there is a shortage, and there's going to be, trust me on that, there will be shortages. And you'll be able to get through 3 months of it, which is usually, by then, hopefully help has arrived or the supply chain has been reestablished and things are improving. Now, you might want to also plan for something a little bit longer than that. Maybe get a year's supply. But first, start with this, and that should get you through the worst of things. 3-month emergency food kit where you can save $200 per kit now. It's easy to do. Just go to preparewithpat.com. You'll get fast and free shipping too. Do this today, or you might regret it tomorrow. Preparewithpat.com.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Something else happening in D.C. Representative Tim Burchett. Some of the new people stepping up to the plate here, aren't there? Like the Kevin Kiley from California. I don't think I've ever seen him before. Have we featured him before?
I'm aware of.
I was not familiar with him until yesterday. He
was really solid.
38 years old. Yeah, he's just been in Congress for a few months.
Guy. Yeah.
I think this Burchett, I don't know if he's been around a little while, but relatively new, I think.
Okay. He's talking about the $79 million. And see, you won't even get people to pay attention at $79 million
I know,
anymore.
$79 million, nothing.
What? Yeah, if you pocket,
million.
that's nation pocket change. I mean, come on. Joe Biden carries that around in his wallet every day. Are
Hunter's
you kidding me?
doing $79 million rails of coke off hookers with that. Are you kidding me?
Burchett's been in there since 2019, so yeah, relatively new. Mm-hmm.
But the State Department is spending $79 million on wonderful DEI initiatives, the diversity, equity, and inclusion thing.
I love it.
Listen to this.
Hey, everybody. Tim Burchett.
Hey, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Just left Foreign Affairs Subcommittee, and we had the ambassador, the lady who was over their Department of Inclusion, which is around $79 million, and she couldn't tell us where any of it went, but I had asked about $2.9 million for unconscious bias training, I believe is what they call it, and what that entailed. And she couldn't tell me. And then I asked her some other questions about how much these advisors were, and they couldn't tell me. It's a budget hearing. I just played the delay game because they know they can outrun the clock, or they'll try to, but we'll keep fighting. But anyway, and I wanted to know, of course, we had a memo that stated that if you're a white male, or if you have a certain religion, or you're disabled, or if you're straight, that you couldn't, you wouldn't get the job. And she couldn't answer that, oddly enough. Or she wouldn't answer that. So anyway, we just keep prying, but this State Department's a rat's nest. It needs to be cleaned out like the rest of Washington.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, thank you all so much for sitting here.
No, thank you.
Here. See you, bye.
Appreciate it, Tim.
Boy, he seems defeated, doesn't he?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I can relate to that
feeling. State Department's a rat's nest.
And it is. Obviously, it is.
$79 million for DEI in the State Department.
Mm-hmm. And they can't tell you where any of it's going.
Yeah. So you can imagine it's furnishing some nice homes in some luxury neighborhoods around Washington, D.C.
Sure. Absolutely.
And hopefully that rat nest gets cleaned out with a new president, right?
Yeah, you hope.
You
hope and you pray.
Either Ron DeSantis. I mean, I know there's a long list of.
What about
Donald Trump?
Doug Brugham or whatever Vivek called him.
Yeah. Or, of course, Donald Trump, whether he's in jail or not. I mean, he did, big surprise, pled not guilty yesterday to all charges. It's his birthday today, too. So happy birthday, Donald Trump.
It was 77?
77.
77 today.
Pat,
happy birthday.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Was that the start of Maryland?
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
Nice.
Pat, take a look at the bottom monitor for you.
Yeah, Lee Greenwood performing God
nice.
Bless the USA. Still
keeps moving around.
Still.
Nice.
He's on Fox right now. Broadcasting live from West Virginia.
That's awesome.
Wait.
No, he piped in. He looks like he's almost there. It's a hologram.
So what had happened was he started singing in West Virginia 20 years ago. Then he made his way down to Georgia with Trump, still singing the whole time.
Still singing.
And then he got on another plane, still singing, and he's in New York City.
Awesome.
Anybody who's joined the program in before the last 15 years or 20 where that joke began, we say that because Lee Greenwood would not stop performing at the Rally for America back 20 years ago. I mean, he went on. It had been at the very end. It was the final performance of a really long day. It was hot. Ugh. It was nasty. Everybody wanted to go home, and he just kept going and going and going and going.
I told you I was at one event where Lee Greenwood was there, and the power went out.
Yeah.
And I was so happy because they lost the power on the music, and I was like, all right, good. No, he went on stage a cappella.
Yeah.
I'll do this. I don't need the music. I don't need the music.
No, Lee, you do.
Let's wrap this up.
Call it a day. All right, we got to get to this woman who now people are. I think people are under the impression this is new. It's not. It's been around for several years. But for some reason, it's circulating around the internet right now like it's brand new. This is the person who sued her parents for being born.
Seems reasonable.
Doesn't it, though? Yeah. Here she is.
Weird.
Oh, but
I mentioned in my last video that
second.
I went clothes shopping for.
She actually has children.
Yeah, I think that's what's prompted her to make this video in the last recent years.
But she'll explain that. Here we go.
I mentioned in my last video that I went clothes shopping for my children, and a lot of people are shocked to hear that I have children, considering I sued my parents for having me without my permission.
Yeah,
but I just want to make a couple of things clear here.
Okay.
So my parents that I sued, they contributed to conceiving me, and my mother that raised me, she gave birth to me.
You know how that works.
Gave birth to you.
And that's why I sued them, because I did not consent to being here. Like,
she didn't consent.
Was unaware that I was going to have to grow up and get a job to support myself, and I just didn't consent to that. They didn't try to contact me in any way before I was born.
Pause it for a second. They didn't contact her before she was born.
Oh, she's got a solution to that, though.
Okay. All right. So you're supposed to contact your unborn children, see if they want to be born. Okay. How do you do that?
Stick with it. Yeah.
All right.
Wanted to be here, and that's why I sued them.
Okay.
Now it's different. I know I've said it's like unethical to have children before, but it's different when you adopt, because it's not my fault that they're here. I'm just trying to be a good person and help them out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you are pregnant right now,
we're already here.
If you're pregnant,
you need to hire a psychic medium and ask your child if they actually want to be here. But keep in mind, if they don't, you need to terminate.
I love that.
Otherwise, they will sue you, because I'm making that my life mission, to teach children to sue their parents so they don't have to work.
Okay. So they don't have to work.
Yes, I do have children, but I adopted them. So I had them in an ethical way.
Okay.
Wait.
All right. Well, yeah, that makes sense then. Okay. I got it.
I don't understand this world.
What is it you don't understand? Her parents didn't ask her if she wanted to be born.
They didn't even attempt to reach out.
They didn't. They did not.
Maybe they did. And at the time, she was just broccoli, right? Or what are some other things in there?
Could be a Buick.
And you can't get a response from a Buick.
Right.
You just can't.
Well, in that eventuality, I guess you keep going forward with the birth of the broccoli. I don't know.
I guess.
You can call Psychic Nikki, though, and be like, hey, I need a breakthrough here.
Medium. Let's go.
She actually won the lawsuit.
Okay, so winning that lawsuit means what?
Means her parents pay her $5,000 a month.
Shut
because she was born.
I need to sue her parents.
Is that incredible? $5,000 a month.
I need to sue her parents too.
Yeah, no kidding.
I didn't give permission for you to give birth to that.
I need to sue.
I mean, there's a couple of issues for me on this. A,
really?
I believe she did ask to be born. And B, what would you rather be dead? Apparently not. She hasn't committed suicide.
Yeah, you can't get your $5,000 a month if you're dead.
So, right.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I don't know. Where do you go with
what
this?
Judge?
What judge?
I'm trying to find...
I'd like to find the case file.
Yeah, you know what?
Judge.
She's right.
Jeffy's like,
they didn't ask her if she wanted to be born.
I need to get on that judge's docket.
You aren't kidding.
I guess that's what you would have to believe, is that the judge agreed with her that they should have hired a psychic medium.
Yeah, they didn't do anything.
And asked if she wanted to be born. It's flabbergasting.
Who is this judge?
What a world.
I got to find this.
What a world.
Good for her.
Good for her.
Good for her. Good for her.
$60,000 a year because she didn't ask to be born.
I hope we've sued again for inflation.
Is this real?
I know. It's incredible.
This can't.
It's absolutely
I don't think
incredible.
I don't buy this.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.